Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am energized by the prospect of sustaining the ongoing dialogue and cooperation with Russian Federation. And I salute Excellency President Vladimir Putin and the United Russia Party for your commitment toward this ambition. This conference has picked a set of topics that are thought-provoking. It makes an implicit connection between peace and security and non-intervention on domestic affairs of sovereign countries, a cardinal principle of the United Nations Charter. It highlights the role of political parties, both ruling parties and rivals, for domestic political stability and international cooperation. And it proposes reviving traditions. I wish to start with the latter. The Russian Federation and African countries have a rich tradition of pushing back counterproductive interference. The Russian Federation was a key ally in continental independence movements against oppression, colonialism, and slavery, both domestic and foreign. These independence movements have produced leaders and intellectuals whose groundbreaking insight have lasted decades. Emperor Haile Selassie, Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, Frantz Fanon, Nelson Mandela, to name a few. By no means were they perfect, but as Africans, we do stand on their shoulders as we enjoy our freedom and sovereignty today. The Russian Federation was the home of many of the philosophers who have inspired African leaders and ordinary people as they dreamed of an economically and politically liberated Africa, a dream still in the making. Today's generation appears to make the tempting mistake of arranging the world into two simple and straightforward camps, one that promotes individual liberties and another that suffocates it in the interest of the collective. An even damaging mistake is to declare the former has forever defeated the latter, that human condition is forever focused on the search for personal enrichment to the perpetual weakening of community and to the depletion of our planet and ecosystems. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to quote an African proverb. Open quote, when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. End of quote. I regret to acknowledge that we have not yet won the battle against enemies within. Chronic poverty, inequality, unemployment, identity-based politics, and violence. It is because of such enemies within that we stand vulnerable to external interference. In order to respond to the basic demands of our people, to defeat the enemies within and stand strong against interference, we must revisit our traditions and solidify our friendship and renew our time-tested solidarity. Political parties carry the responsibility of charting out the philosophy through which the state governs. And in today's especially troubled world, political parties have the grand opportunity of coming up with a more truthful philosophy, one that fosters individual creativity as well as collective well-being. I chair a political party, Prosperity Party, that has put forward such an idea. Our homegrown philosophy is called Maddamar, the Amharic term for synergy. Maddamar exemplifies coming together, working in sync, with purpose and vision for a common destiny as our guiding light in everything we do. At a fundamental level, Maddaman is a call to our nation, Africa, and its people to stay away from the dangerous cycle of always throwing away the past and starting with a clean slate to build on the accumulated wisdom of our forefathers, to take the best from our past, to invest in an understanding of our concrete problems and adapt our solutions as we go, and in the process, leave a legacy of hope to our children. My party believes that economic growth must cater to the wholesome needs of humanity, the material, the emotional, and the intellectual. Growth must be situated in a political space where one engages with the big questions of society, where one's body is nurtured and one's safety is not in question. Growth must create opportunities for individuals to express their talents and translate it to personal wins and collective improvements. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to remind you of the uncomfortable truth that unless we respond to the internal needs of our communities, our countries, and our dear continent, we will fall prey to interference by others near and far. Africa and the Russia Federation have a tradition of questioning, challenging the status quo, and imagining new possibilities. We have a tradition of setting philosophical precedents that have helped humanity pause and wonder. Let us indeed revive those traditions. I am confident this event and the Russia-Africa Summit 2022 will prove to be historic platforms where we build a lasting cooperation, ask brave questions, and exchange thoughtful ideas that will make each one of our countries better prepared for anything. Thank you for your attention.